How you doing, everybody? Hi, Idle Time. Canterbury Films. Turn Back Time. Hi, Michael, Brian, Dominic. How you guys doing? Michael. Hi, Michael. Uh, okie doke. Let me see. Let me start off here. Can everybody hear okay? Is the sound all right and the video? Everything working okay? Sound and video good. Great. Today we are getting ready for some serious snow. Take off my regular hat. I had on this earlier today. This is my beanie that goes with my H. Moser sweater. And the problem is, it is so warm. I literally can't wear this in the house. This I can. And so anyway, back to the beret. Okie doke. What's everybody up to? Hello, Jerome. Oh, good. Hey, Canadian Watch Monkey, how you doing? Um. Anyway, those of us, I think, at least in certain parts of New England, are going to get clobbered. Apparently, the Hartford area is right in the bullseye. So, anyway, I've got on my layers. These are only the first 3 layers before I have to add a big heavy coat. All right, so let's talk about some New Year's resolutions. And I was thinking, what are some New Year's resolutions that, one, will do us any good as a collector, and two, we can keep? I mean, it's sort of like the annual thing. I'm going to lose weight this year. Anyhow, we're not gonna deal with that. Oh, good morning, Happy New Year, Warmuchit. 3 watches on the way, but yeah, that's one of the things with a rancher. Hey, Goldfinger. Okie doke. So let's talk about New Year's resolutions. One of the things, I already have 2 watches that have been ordered, one of which had been ordered and paid for. The other one has been paid for a third of. So I've got 1 1/4 watches already committed. So what I've got to do is make room and sort of figure out something, what to do with my collection. So I was looking at it, and this is what I decided, is that no matter how much I like a watch, and I don't think I have a watch left that I don't really, really like. And so what do? Say, well, if you sell them, you just buy them back or buy something similar. That, well, not necessarily. There are going to be some watches. There's this one brand, and I have one of their watches, and there's another one made by the same company that I really want. And so I decided what I'll do, I'll sell one and then use that money to buy the other one. In fact, I've got about, I think, 5 watches. I figured, okay, I can sell these and then, move on from there. Anyhow, so that's my plan. My plan is to definitely sell watches that I'm not using, and 2, before I get another watch, is to sort of sell a watch that it was so it'll be room for it. Okay, so that's mine. What are yours? Let's see what you got. Here in Vancouver, Canada, we have an extremely mild winter. No snow, and temps have not dipped below freezing yet. Next week, we have our first cold snap. We haven't had one for 2 years. I thought, oh boy, thank you, global warming. But I suppose we're very fortunate to get clobbered because that means that maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some lesson. Who knows? Hey, John, if I buy one, I need to sell one. Yeah, that's sort of, John, that's pretty much where I'm going. If I'm going to, in fact, I might sell more than one. Oh, hey, by the way, I saw something sort of funny. I read it somewhere, I forgot where, but it really tickled me. This one actor, Brad Pitt, apparently has some kind of deal with Breitling, and he's sort of one of their representatives, I guess. So uh, there was a picture of Brad in his Vacheron Constantin 222, which is just to me one of the cooler watches because it was the pre-runner of the overseas. In other words, they developed a couple watches and then they came out with the overseas. But right before that, they had one called the 222, and I forgot what the movement was and everything else. But old Brad like knows a good watch when he sees it, and so he was enjoying his 222, and somebody caught him. So I don't know. Maybe you'll get a nasty letter from Breitling and say, "Hey, we're paying you." To me, that's I don't want to insult you guys who like Breitlings, but I thought that was sort of funny. Hey, Goldfinger, Tuna, good day. Um, how do you sell so easily? I don't sell easily. I'm not. I. It's like it's very hard for me to sell. That's how come I have such a part. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get a whole bunch of the watches that I'm ready to sell. I'm going to whistle up the person who I've dealt with before at Sotheby's. I've done very well with auctions. Auctions are my what I like. Um, I don't like to buy from auction because you got this premium that you have to tag on to it. But um, a lot of the watches I have are really good watches, but they're not mainstream uh, that I would think of selling. So that's pretty much it. Is that I think most people who are collectors recognize their watches, but the usual kind of glad handers talking about watches. They don't talk about watches. They talk about I don't know trends. I think. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay. Okay. All right, Goldfinger, you got a couple coming in, so you have to wait. Uh, hey, Planet Earth. Okay, Michael, I have three on the way. Uh, one collected later today, another in about a week, and another sometime this month. I plan to reduce my collection by a net five. Um, I don't know if I can do a net five. I can swap some out that I'm not fine. I have some very definite ones in mind. I need to sell at least 80% of my collection, which I never actually wear. Yeah, same here. I trying to think if I have one. One I don't wear very much, but I would not. I just don't want to sell, and that's my FP Journe Chronomet Resonance. I love that watch, but I don't wear it a lot because it's got these little. I like a bigger. I like something I can see a nice big dial on it. So I can see the time just at a glance. But that's a watch I wouldn't sell. But otherwise, yeah, I got watches. They're just sort of case queens. I really should move them along. Yeah, yeah, I have identified the 5, and I may, exit brands I truly, okay. I had to cut my collection in half to do this. I will need to sell, 2 before buying 1. I'm at least 50 watches now. The problem is that I love, yeah, that's Canadian watchmen. That's my problem too. The ones that I plan to sell, I hate to sell, but I just sort of magnets for dust. I've got some stupid watches, I guess. I mean, I have my little Seiko 5. You know, why wouldn't I sell that one since I rarely wear it? A good reason. One, I, I I can't imagine buying a Seiko 5 at any state other than brand new. The reason is they're so inexpensive. They're such good deals. And so, maybe I'll need to go to I don't know, something, a brawl, a riot. Let's see. Brian, I've resolved myself to selling a number of the watches that I began my journey collecting. That was when I first started. That was what I ended up doing. I had watches that I I made a. I'll tell you the big mistakes I made. Some of them I traded in. Never again. Well, maybe not never again, but no time soon. How you doing, Junior? Hey, Caesar. What do you think about the Aura 65? I don't know. What does that have to do with with come on, we're supposed to talk about our New Year's resolutions. But I don't know, Aura 65 400. I haven't looked at that one. No more gifts for the wife. Oh wow, man, that I could never do. No more gifts for the wife. Well, one thing though, Caesar, I found out. Um, it's my wife has a really nice little collection. She has a Jaeger-LeCoultre, a Beauvais, a gold Beauvais, a gold Dunhill. What else? Louis Vuitton World Timer. She's got a super nice little collection. And then I got her one year. She said, "I want to get a smartwatch. I want to get an Apple Watch." And they have one. Apparently, there's an Hermes edition with a picture of a horsey on it, like they have. And so I got her one of those, and she wears that everywhere, all the time. So, rancher, this watch collectors must keep you busy. Hi, James. Good morning. The great with the American Chess Company. I tell you, I got a wolf case, and I really like that. And that's my A1 case, and it's a 10 watch case. There's nothing terribly fancy about it. I think it's 10 or 12, something like that. Anyway, I recommend those highly. They're really well made. That's what I like about them. Let's see. Oh, Caesars. I'm not. Sometimes when you talk about things like that, you don't know whether it's you or or your loving spouse. There's this old cartoon classic called Blondie. It's about Dagwood and Blondie, and Dagwood was always blowing up whenever Blondie would come home with a new hat, and then he'd get some dumb guy singing and get in trouble. But the big thing is, I don't know. My wife, I don't. She likes to get stuff for herself, for the kids, for the grandkids, you know, and that's fine. Oh no. Oh, I see. Aura 65 caliber 400 is okay, but the silicon hairspring. You know, I think there's a lot of versions of the. If correct me if I'm wrong about the Auras. Um, I've always liked Auras, and the the silicon hairspring to me is like just doesn't fit right. It's like putting plastic on stuff. Anyway, um, okay, let's see. Hey, Clyde, I would like to sell around 20 watches and get an overseas second generation. That would be a great year. That's sort of an interesting thing. I had the first generation overseas. The second generation, I got to tell you, you know something a lot of movements in those that were iffy. The third generation, or even the cheapest used one that came out in 2016, one of my favorite movements by Vacheron Constantin, the was it 5100 or something like that. But that's a heck of a watch. Michael, yeah. Oh boy, yeah, yeah. No kidding. Hey, Tuna. I have always thought that the brand name of Aura sounds more like a dental hygiene product. Oh, a dental hygiene product. Oh, you guys sound like you're really about as good as I am at keeping New Year's watch resolutions. What else you got? Catavir, watch it. It depends if you're talking to people who are into high horology. I hate that term, but and sort of a something beyond the rough and tumble watches. Uh, you're probably not going to get the support on Oruses that you would on another focal point. But there's something about Orus, like I said, I'd always liked. But anyway, let's talk about resolution. How about your resolutions? My resolution is to buy an Orus, but only if they have uh, hairsprings from transitional metals. That's another thing too. A resolution. There's awfully tempting a lot of great Patek Philippe watches. Uh, but you say, hey, I found a great deal on a Patek Philippe, and it turns out to be one of those that have that stupid PP, this the seal of ourselves. I mean, that's like stamping your forehead, like approved by me. Uh, I don't know. It's always sort of been a sore point with me and those guys. They don't need it. I mean, for God's sakes, it's not like Patek Philippe is one unrecognized or not well respected. except for that one thing they put pee-pee on it. I don't know. Okay. The hype and the hype watches, I think that's a good one, Rancher, to really just say, forget the hype. Be like be like Brad Pitt. Let him pay you uh for a Brightly or whatever it is, and wear the ones you like. That's that. I mean, of all the watches, I mean, if it were if it were one of these silicon loaded uh Patek Philippe's, that would be sort of like, yeah. But a 222, that is such a beautiful choice. Or even an overseas. Overseas are just great watches. Um, I tell you though, probably the best deals will be on the overseas 1 and 2. Those I think you can find some real deals with. Um, and but a six horned overseas, that indicates, instead of having an 8 horns, it's got 6. That indicates one of the newer ones. A lot of temptations on that. Hey, Nate Doug, how you doing? Miss Son, how are you? Happy New Year. My resolution is to order a Pioneer Mad Swiss. Oh, I don't blame you. God, I love that. The color and that watch both. No advertisement. Hi, HRM. When you go against the hype, you can find the deals. Absolutely. What a good point. That's a nice way of putting it. Sort of the way to find a deal is forget the hype. Yeah, that's great. In fact, go against it. I tell you, I've seen some of these other YouTubers who like to talk about watches, uh, most of whom I really, really like. Okay, I listen to these guys, and even though I don't agree with them, there's something I like about them. Okay, they're likable, but there's sort of a sub genre that is so focused on. I think what it is on the financial end of it. If I talk about this watch, I know I'm going to have more hits than if I talk about that watch. And I think that I don't know. If everybody is talking that way, I think I wish some of them would break out. I really do, because they're fun to listen to. I mean, they're good. They have a tender thing, but then they sort of, I don't know. They just they're not as critical, I suppose. I'm not complaining about them. They can do what they want. The the whole idea that I don't think we as bloggers or whatever they call us, what they don't call us, our job is advertising. For some, it might be, and I think that oh. I know they're going to tag some ads onto this video. I hope. Anyway, so I'll help Brad out. Get a Brightly. There you go, Brad. Okay, let's see what else. Michael, the issue with Patek, the real, and too many lower quality brands are able to get a seal which diminishes the exclusivity. I totally understand Patek's move. So do I, but it's not. We probably understand it differently, Michael. You really do. I mean, if they were unsuccessful, that would be one thing. They'd probably stop doing it, but they are. I see no reason to have the house of I mean, the brand itself. Um, for example, Audemars Piguet. They are in, I think, Neuchâtel or one of the other cantons outside of Geneva, so they couldn't get a Geneva seal if they wanted one. Uh, so, but they don't have any kind of seal on them. That doesn't mean they're not good watches. They're excellent, outstanding watches. And I think most brands, even top ones, like FP Journe, uh, is in downtown Geneva. I don't think he would ever. I mean, he would never deign to have anybody put their seal on his stuff. He doesn't even put made in Swiss made or made in Switzerland. He's got made in Geneva, which I think is a kick. Okay. Uh, the Urban Gentry is one of the few YouTube channels besides yourself that doesn't exclusively cover hype watches. Yeah, he had what he made a lion shark. He's in and out of the hospital, it seems. I hope he's okay. He's It's time for vloggers to stop talking about the economics of a watch. Michael, I that is a wonderful point. It really, I think they ought to start dealing more and more and more with the horology. I think that's an excellent point. Maybe that's a New Year's resolution. Let's not talk about it's not about the money. It's not show me the money. It's show me the horology. Show me the gears. Show me the one of the things some of us talking about. There's a Easter egg in our watches and the Larique watches. There's a little gear with this the starstruck lovers or wait something anyway, and it's got a little shooting star. It's got a kite, star-crossed lovers. That's it. And it was on one of the gears, and it just was like that to me is an Easter egg. There's another one that H. Moser has that has a sort of a bridge, or sort of small plate or a bridge is in the shape of Batman. You know, all I had to do was change a few things. I got it from Aaron Bespoke. Oh, okay. If you're talking about bands, Aaron Bespoke is another good one. I wear the mask. I like the slide rule bezel. Okay. Uh, are you talking about a circular slide rule bezel? We wear the mask. When I used to fly, they had so it was a while ago now. They had an Actibus instead of a computer, but we did have these circular computers. They were like really what they were, circular slide rules. And you'd turn it and you'd try to figure out if the wind's blowing this way and you're going that way and at such and such an angle, what is that going to do to your time in the air? And time in the air was everything because you sort of do everything by how much gas you had left, and you want to be on the right side of that. Hey, Nate, Doug, New Year's resolution is no new money on watches until my 50th birthday in May. Boy, yeah, you didn't you didn't stretch it by far there, Nate Dog. It was like I am not doing anything until my birthday in January. Oh, okay. Uh, have you been inside an AP boutique on the last couple of years? The quality is finishing to go down. Yeah, that may happen. I haven't been in one. I'm really funny about Audemars Piguet. I really like the horology. That's why I like them so much. The finishing may have gone down, and I think that move with Marvel Comics was one of the to me, it was a stupid move. It seems that all of these stupid moves, I hate to talk about money, but they can do well. They have to think about money. That's something that we have to understand. I mean, if you're going to have a watch company, they got to have enough money to keep in business. I've always stayed away from quartz watches, but as of recently fallen in love with certain, you know, there are a lot of wonderfully cool quartz watches, but they don't have an appeal to me because every watch I have, I try to imagine how the wheel train goes and how everything is connected. Uh-oh, time's up. Hey, Smoke, how you doing? Okay, let's see what Smoke's 2024 plan is. To be a harboring on order, which I expect in late 2024. Yeah, that's something that is probably going to be a, having to wait. I'm in the same boat because I've got two watches that are literally being made. One of them is the movement is being planned as we talk. Okay, Nav Timer has one. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. So I'll tell Brad. He's got that. Okay, guys, listen. Thank you very much. Now, this afternoon, what I want to talk about is something that is in Friday's video, yesterday's video, and that is that this, whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know, but it's certain moves happened, and it started with the New Yorker, which is, I think it's the only magazine I subscribe to right now. So we will. There's something. This would be, I think, a trend, a moving trend in 2024. I think certain things are going to happen that'll be interesting. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, great. I'm glad you like it, guys. Okay, listen. See you this afternoon. By that time, it ought to be snowy, and I'll have my snowy hat on for that. And everybody be safe because if we're starting to get snow and weather, I know it all the way across the Midwest and up from the South, and starting from Louisiana, it's blowing everything off the map, and then up to New England, all the way up to Maine. So please, here, I hope everybody else, the rest of the world, I also hope everyone's fine. Take care. See you this afternoon.